I've always been fascinated when literature is adapted for the screen, especially when the script is written by the author of the story. It's a rare chance to see how their own ideas are transformed into the language of cinema. This is exactly the case here. Aldous Huxley adapting his short story, The Gioconda Smile. And as it turns out, that story itself was inspired by a real-life court case, which takes the involvement to another level. You realize that what you're watching could easily have been part of someone's actual biography. I haven't read the original, but the film worked for me completely. Because behind the intrigue of a poisoning is a conversation about things that never go out of date. Infidelity and jealousy, women's resolve and men's weaknesses, and how easily society accepts the version of events that suits it best. The story unfolds in a world of respectable houses where everyone is polite, but no one tells the whole truth. Where a smile can be no warmer than the poison in a glass. And this isn't some abstract moral puzzle. It's a solid detective story that keeps its mystery until the very end. I genuinely didn't see the killer coming. Let's take a closer look at what makes this story so engaging and unexpectedly sharp. At the center is Henry Morier, a respectable country gentleman. His wife, Emily, is wealthy, ill, and demanding. And in this marriage, the money is on her side. When Emily dies unexpectedly, Henry shocks the community by marrying young Doris almost at once. From that moment on, every glance in his direction changes. Who's in his world? Doris Mead, 18 years old, now Henry's new wife, impulsive, sincere, longing for a real life, but with no experience in polite society. Janet Spence, the neighbor and longtime family friend, outwardly caring, inwardly decisive, and sharply observant. Her feelings for Henry are no secret, and she's not one to forgive easily. Beside her is General Spence, her father, the embodiment of the old order. Caroline Braddock, Emily's nurse, blunt, principled, with a clear disdain for Henry, and for men's weaknesses in general. She's one of the first to voice her suspicions. Robert Lester, Emily's brother, slippery, perpetually in debt, quick to hint and to blackmail, especially when Henry's wallet is involved. And finally, Dr. James Libbard, a reserved professional, the only one who keeps his head clear and collects facts while others rush to their own conclusions. Then things escalate. Traces of arsenic are found in Emily's body. The timing is too perfect. A new young wife, old resentments, medicine on the day she died, purchases with the wrong contents. Society pieces the puzzle together in the way that suits it best. Henry ends up in the dock, and the question hangs in the air. If it wasn't him, then who? But here, it's not just who did it. It's how the accusation takes shape, who pushes it forward, whose voices are heard, and whose are silenced. And why? In a house full of familiar faces, the truth is the hardest thing to find. What comes of it? We'll get into next. If you look closer, this isn't just a story about poison and jealousy. It's a film about how an accusation takes shape, how a community quickly decides who's guilty, even before he's had the chance to defend himself, and how easy it is to bend the facts when the picture is already in place. Henry Morier, at first glance, seems perfectly respectable. Polite, well-kept, respected in his circle. But he was cheating on his wife, and he depended on her money. His affair with a young lover made him vulnerable. And when things went wrong, that single fault became the foundation for the case. If there's a mistress, then maybe he got rid of his wife too. From there, everything else just piles on top. Young Doris, beautiful, bright, with that kind of innocence that always works in movies. But you can't help wondering, would she have been with Henry if he wasn't wealthy? Her image feels pure, but with a touch of calculation, and that adds to the ambiguity. The wife's brother? No surprises there. Slick, always in debt, ready to blackmail and sell information for the right price. His role in the puzzle is simple. Pour oil on the fire when it suits him. Nurse Caroline, sharp, almost at war with the male half of the world. Characters like her were rare in films of that era, but here she's almost an archetype. Prejudiced, quick to judge, right in the middle of it all. Objectivity is not her strong point, and her voice only adds more pressure on Henry. Emily, the wife, is her own story, ill, yet still controlling the situation, using her illness and whims to keep Henry on edge. And yes, even with sympathy for her condition, she's not easy to like. In this film, there aren't many people you'd call good, except maybe Dr. Libbard. The only one who doesn't shout, doesn't build theories out of emotion, and actually looks at the facts. He's the calm counterweight to everyone else, and standing next to him, the others look even more biased. And then there's the female revenge of the title. Here, it's not a metaphor. It's the engine of the plot. Hurt feelings, jealousy, the sense of being undervalued or deceived. And from that comes a chain of decisions that ruin lives, all wrapped in polite manners, visits, and small talk, but with deadly consequences. This is British noir at its core. No chases, no glittering clues, just words, looks, and public opinion acting as judge and jury. Cozy interiors, neat suits, and underneath hidden aggression. In the end, A Woman's Vengeance hooks you because of this mix. Every character is layered, double-sided, with their own shadows. You don't fully trust anyone, but you want to watch them all to the very end. The acting makes even the unlikable ones compelling. And on top of that, it's a solid detective story, with the mystery alive until the final minutes. A Woman's Vengeance may wear the clothes of its time, but it speaks a language we still understand. The motives, the grudges, the jealous sparks, people haven't changed, only the scenery has. What makes it worth watching today is the way it packages those timeless drives, in sharp dialogue, elegant pacing, and the quiet precision of British noir. It's a story that doesn't just tell you who did what. It shows how quickly judgment forms and how easily it sticks. Stylish, tightly played, and more relatable than you might expect from a 1940s drama. This is the kind of film that proves human nature hasn't gone anywhere, and maybe never will.